Hello, it's Melissa with Atlas CFO, and today we are talking about cash management in the construction business, specifically focused on the accounts receivable function. Accounts receivable is a major part of our business, and this is our opportunity to kind of break it down a little bit and spend a little bit more time in accounts receivable. The first thing to talk about is what is accounts receivable. So accounts receivable is an invoice that you have billed, you have sent it out to your customer, and has not been paid yet. So that becomes an asset for our business as we wait for the cash. The next piece of this is the accounts receivable aging. So the aging is how long has it been sitting at our customers. Our aging report is typically 30, 60, 90, sometimes 120 days, and in construction, we also get a retention column. I talk about that in a different video. Whenever we look at our aging, we want to make sure that we're managing all of those columns and pay especially close attention to anything in that 60-day column, because once it gets to 90 days, many outside people don't count it anymore. They say, well, once it's in 90 days, we don't think it's going to be collected, so we give you either discounted credit or no credit. Managing that accounts receivable is a major thing for contractors, because once that invoice date hits that system, it's going to start aging. Today I want to spend a little bit of time talking about how to manage accounts receivable and the top 5 things that we think you can do to make accounts receivable better. The number one is always get it in writing. You want to make sure that whatever you're negotiating, you get it in contract terms. Now, we talk a lot about contracts in construction because we're contractors, but it also can be a PO that can be an authorization or a work order or some sort of a documentation between the customer and the contractor that says this is what we're expecting. It's helpful to have payment terms on this. It's helpful to have any discounts that are available and what to do if you're not paid. Timely billing. I know sometimes this is hard to believe, but your customer actually wants your bill. It makes it so much easier from their end because they have an invoice and then they can start putting it through their aging process on accounts payable. If we don't bill it, we can't get it. And billing it is really the first step. It's a major piece of the cash management cycle, is making sure that that invoice goes out, it goes out timely, it goes out correctly, and that it's available for the customer to pay. Completion of work. This seems like maybe it shouldn't be here in accounts receivable, but yeah, it has to stay. So you got fireworks because yay, we're done. We got it completed. Completion of work means the customer will pay. Sometimes at the end of a job, you'll see that the customer maybe takes a little bit longer to pay, or they're not paying the retention, or they're not paying the last invoice. Many times that's just because they believe they're waiting on work to be completed. Many times a simple phone call or running through your punch list will get rid of that, and you will start being able to collect that money. Detailed description. Sometimes you'll get an invoice and it just says for services rendered. Have you ever received those? And you're like, I probably did buy that. How much better is it whenever you get an invoice and it tells you exactly what happened and what was done, and sometimes even why it was done? You can write that check so much easier because it immediately, oh yeah, of course I remember what was going on there. A detailed description not only helps people remember, but if they ever see that description in their accounting system, they know what you did for them too. So it helps with anybody who's reading the accounting data. And follow your credit policy. Credit policies are there for a reason, and we encourage everyone to have a credit policy. Credit policy could be various things. It could be we call in 14 days. It could be we send a red letter. I mean, we've seen all kinds of things over the years. But if you have a credit policy, follow the credit policy so that everybody knows what to expect. If you use a collection agency, know when you're going to call them. The ups and downs, especially if you're dealing with a lien, can create some problems if you don't follow the credit policy and hit all the dates. If you want more cash management, we have some solutions for you. So you can head over to atlascfo.com, and we have some free resources and some classes. So check it out, and we really want to help you and make cash management less stressful, because we know it was stressful for us, and that's why we created these classes. Thanks for spending a little bit of time with me today. I hope you have a great day and we'll see you soon.